Welcome to Tpull's Corner. Forgive me. Allergies have been kicking my butt. I haven't been around as much as I want to. Hopefully my voice is not too raspy. On curve, mythic rare, whatever. It gives a 2-2, let's give him a 6-6, shall we? Anyway, I'm Travis. Welcome. I went through all 10 premades that WOTC put out for us not too long ago, and the dinosaur deck was somewhat lacking, so I had to go make my own version. I like dinosaurs. Who doesn't? I don't know how old I was when I first discovered dinosaurs. Very, very young, of course. You notice I have a lot of extra cards here. More than your standard 60-card deck. I almost got tempted to put one of every kind in. Couldn't quite manage that, but we did put a lot in. And my opponent either is stunned at the fact there's a 6-6, or they've got blue, so they take a long time to think. But we're just going to put down our kin collar and call it a day. If they have not frozen into a paroxysm of fear. Okay, there we go. And now, since we have two dinosaurs out, we don't have to worry about the Hammer Skull getting a stun counter on it. And our opponent is Christopher. And they're seriously contemplating every possible reaction they could do. Okay, they got more land. They can start growing Bill. If they keep Bill, maybe they just want to chump block with the green blade. Do I do Invasion of Ixalan, or do I do... That's a creature, right? I feel like I need to go get some land. Okay, that'll work. And let's just go try and get this instead of hitting them in their face. Okay, so they let me have that without chump blocking. And it's now their turn, so I would recommend you play a land. There you go. Map the frontier. They can put out 2 more lands and pump up Bill to a 6-6. Hit me for damage. That's a good play for them, isn't it? They passed me up in lands already. Oh, they're not going to put... They're going to put the counters on the green blade. Okay. Are you going to attack is the question. Wait for it. Oh, simply agony. Alright. Raptor comes down because that gives me some extra stuff there. Well, this could be easily blocked. Let's go ahead and attack with both anyway. They can just block the indestructible and keep all their creatures, but they take 6 points of damage. Block to get rid of this, but they would let 4 points through. So one or the other. Or they could just let it all through. Roping on my first game, really? This is my life. Okay, thank you. Let's go ahead and show you what we did. Dino-Palooza is what I call this. And let's give you the overview. First, we have 47 creatures. Just 32 lands. And all of these are... There's a whole bunch of extra types, but pretty much almost everything is a dinosaur. We got 42 out of 47 are dinosaurs. I do have 3 humans here. Ixali's the Lore Keeper, because they can spend mana to cast a dinosaur spell or activate an ability. We've got 4 of the Triumphant Chomps. You start out with giving 2 damage, but if I've got a big creature, if I've got like Palani Satrot, that's going to do 5 points of damage instead of 2. 95 cards total. Let's go down the dinosaurs here. Belligerent Yearling from Ixalan. That's where most of them are from. We've got Disturbed Slumber, which is a fun instant. It turns a land into a 4/4 dinosaur creature with reach and haste. Still counts as a land, but it has to be blocked that turn if able. Sometimes I like to use this as a blocker myself. 3 copies of Invasion of Ixalan. As you recall, Ixalan, of course, was the most recent expansion. This is from March of the Machines, but you invade Ixalan. If you get rid of the battle, then you can get a dinosaur, the Belligerent Regisaur, and then whenever you cast a spell, he gains indestructible until end of turns, 4/3 with trample. Idsquinth, Firstborn of Gishath. It's a 2/3 with haste. When it enters, if you have 2 more mana, you can pay that, and then target dinosaur deals damage. So a little bit of interaction there. Oh, they're not dinosaurs here. We got 2 treasure maps. This is so we can scry. At the end of 3 scries, we get 3 treasures, and then we transfer it to a land. We can sacrifice those treasures to draw cards, or we can just keep that for our mana. Invasion of Ikoria. Ikoria is another good source of dinosaurs. When this battle enters, you search your library and or graveyard for a non-human creature, command value X or less, put it onto the battlefield. If we convert this, it's a dinosaur, 8/8 with reach, and then we can have any creature that's non-human assign damage, combat damage, zone, or block. So if we get this thing out, if we've got lethal showing on all of our creatures, doesn't matter what they do when we attack, no matter how they block it, unless they can prevent the damage, we can just assign all the damage past all their creatures, all their defenses, and right onto the target opponent. Giant Cindermaw. This is a dinosaur beast, but it's from Brothers War. 4/3 trample, players can't gain life. Scytheclaw Raptor. Whenever a player casts a spell, if it's not their turn, the raptor does 4 damage to them. 2 Armored Kincalors. When it enters, I can reveal a dinosaur and gain 3 life. If I've got one on the battlefield already, I can also gain 3 life without having to reveal anything new. This is pretty easy to put in your deck just because there's so much discard and people looking at your hand anyway. I'm not really afraid of revealing that kind of information if I need to. Growing Rites of Illamok. When it enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You can find a creature, put it in your hand. If you control 4 or more, you transfer it into Illamok, Cradle of the Sun, the legendary land you see to the right, and then you get a green for each creature you control. That can come in handy because I only have a few lands. I don't have a lot of lands. Huatli is another way for me to ramp. Poet of Unity enters, search your library for a basic land card, and then we are usually bringing this out on turn 3 or 4, and shortly thereafter we are transforming her into the Enchantment Saga to the right. We immediately get 2 dinosaur creature tokens. They're both 3/3s. And then it has 4 chapters instead of the usual 3. For the second, Roar of the Fifth, people gain you creatures have add red, green, or white mana for tapping. We don't need white, we just need the green or red in this particular deck configuration. Chapter 3, we can search our library for Dinosaur, put it in our hand, and then Chapter 4, dinosaurs you control gain double strike and trample until end of turn. It's an awesome card if we can get it going. 2 copies of Pugnacious Hammerskull, 6 6s, but if it's out by itself and we attack with it, it gets a stun counter when we attack. So we like to have other dinosaurs with it. Spider Food. Hey, it's an Eldering card. We destroy one artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying, and we create a food token. 2 copies of Tranquil Frillback. It's a dinosaur from Aftermath. When it enters, you can pay 1 green mana up to 3 times. If you pay the cost 1 or more times, you choose that many things. So we can't do, like, you can choose to pay 1 and gain 4 life. You can't pay 3 and gain 12 life, right? You can pay 3 extra green mana, and you can do 1 of each of these choices here. So keep that in mind. Thrashing Brontodon, another way to destroy target artifacts or enchantments. How do you pronounce this? Dino-Automaton? Dinosaur Gnome, interesting kind of dinosaur. 4/3 with menace. When it enters, target creature you control gains menace until end of turn. A lot of times this is a whiff. It's the next creature card that you draw. It's what you can afford. You put it down. Sometimes giving another creature hold it and wait for the ideal time on this card. Sometimes it works out. Rampaging Raptors, Trample and Haste. This reminds me of a certain green card with Haste and Death Touch because whenever it deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to target Planeswalker or a battle that player protects. You can also pump it up. This is a good mana sink card. For red, you can give it +2 until the end of the turn. So if you got 3, you can make it a 6/4. If you got 6, you can make it an 8/4. Very nice card. It's very deadly. Pathfinding X-Jaw. When it enters, it explores. Colossal Dactyl, 4/5 with reach and trample. We don't ignore the flyers. Some more intrinsic ramp, Hulking Raptor. At the beginning of your first main phase, you add 2 green mana. It's also got Ward 2 to help it stay around a little bit longer and get use out of it for a turn or 2. Another dinosaur with reach, Panicked Allosaur, 4/5, and you can tap it to deal 2 damage to each opponent. That's a commander card right there. Bonehorde Dracosaur. This is nice. It's a dinosaur and a dragon. I'm not sure I want to see its parents. Flying in first strike, 5/5. At the beginning of your upkeep, you exile the top 2 cards of your library, and you can play them this turn. If you exile a land this way, you get a 3/1 red dinosaur creature token. If you exile a non-land card this way, you get a treasure token. So tons of value, no matter how you do it. Hang on. I was just trying to click and show you the dinosaur token. If you exile both of them or lands, do you get 3 red dinosaurs? We'll see if it pops up. I want to test that. Ravenous Sellback, another way that I'm usually destroying a target artifact or enchantment when it enters into the battlefield. Tyrannax Atrocity. This is March of the Machines, right? No, this is Phyrexian will be 1, sorry. 4/4 with haste and toxic 3. A converted dinosaur. Polani's Hatcher, 5/3. All of the dinosaurs you control have haste. This can really be a surprise late in the game when you have a lot of an offensive line built up, so to speak. When it enters, you get 2 0/1 green dinosaur egg creature tokens. You see pictured to the right. At the beginning of combat, if you control 1 or more eggs, you sacrifice an egg. It's not a choice, you have to do it. Then one of them the one you sacrifice turns into a 3/3 dinosaur creature token. So it happens 1 turn at a time. You get this dinosaur token, you see featured to the right. All of the dinosaur tokens that we're going to get out of Ixalan look the same as that. 3 Trumpeting Carnosaurs. Get a 7/6 Trampler for 6 is good enough. But you also get to discover 5 when it enters. If we get in a pinch, we can discard it for 3 mana and do 3 damage to a target creature or planeswalker. 2 Cavern Stompers, 7/7 dinosaurs. When it enters, you scry for 2, and another mana sink. It can't be blocked by a creature with the power 2 or less this turn if you pay 4. Okay, this is one thing this is kind of why the deck is so big. They include 1 Earth Shaker Dreadmaw, 6 mana for 6/6. It's Trampler. When it enters, draw a card for each other dinosaur you control. This is one of my favorite cards, so I put 4 in, and I'm like, I'm making a dinosaur deck with 4 of these, and we're going to have fun. And I kind of wanted to just keep adding more dinosaurs once I did that. So we have 4 copies of Kogla and Yadaro, legendary. This is 2 legendary creatures, right? So it counts as 8 dinosaur turtle. And a lot of times I am discarding it for 4 to destroy a target artifact or enchantment. So you notice I have a lot of interaction for artifacts and enchantments. It's kind of needed. But the nice thing is if you use this to destroy something, you get to shuffle it into your library and you draw a card, so it replaces itself. All you're out is that 4 mana for the turn. If you don't have anything that you can destroy out on the field, then you're usually fighting a target creature, and then finally after that you'll do the trample and haste thing, if you, especially if that can just win you the game. I have 1 copy of Tpull, so I'm using it. Legendary Elder Dinosaur, 7/7 with trample. I don't think I need to go over this card that much. If you're brand new and you've never seen it before, go ahead and pause and read both sides. Just know that if you're new to the game, that's Phyrexian mana at the bottom left there. So you can pay 9 mana and 1 green and transform it, or you can pay 9 mana and 2 of your life points and transform Tpull into the converted Phyrexian Elder Dinosaur you see to the right. There are some cards that are so popular, they're so infamous that I don't want to spend too much time on them, but this is a big deck. So I'm always trying to keep in mind that this might be somebody's first time, so maybe they haven't seen all these cards. Ancient Imperiosaur, another 7 cost, 6/6 with trample, ward 2, and convoke. It enters with 2+1 counters on it for each creature that convoked it. A lot of times you might have like 5 creatures and they're all being needed for defense, and you can't feel like you can afford to tap any of them. But if you do get a point where you can tap them, this can come out really big card. Nurturing Bristleback, we're usually paying 2 to forest cycle this and just get a forest. But if we can hardcast it for 7, we get 2 creatures, the 5/5 dinosaur and the 3/3 dinosaur creature token together. Voldborn Tyrant, 6/6 with trample again for 7 mana. Whenever it or another creature you control with power 4 or greater enters, you gain 3 life and draw a card. This is this going to be the new way that they do things, really? I think I read or heard, instead of saying enter the battlefield, they're just going to say enters to save text space. You know, you had the room to put the full phrase on here. I don't know if that's going to stick or not. We'll see. We're the ones of us who have been around for a few years are very used to saying ETB effects, enter into the battlefield effects. So now this is just an example of one of the newer cards that just says enters. Anyway, when it dies, and it's not a token, you get a token that's a copy of it, but it then becomes an artifact in addition to the other types. Fun. Okay, this one can win you some games if you get it out early. Skullspore Nexus. It caught my eye because you can create fungus dinosaur token creatures from it, so I think it counts for the theme. So it costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. So you don't necessarily need to wait for 8 mana to put this down. If you can, say you have a 5 mana, you get a 5 mana creature down, and his power is 5, then suddenly this only costs 3 the next turn. Okay, so whenever one or more non-token creatures you control die, you create a green fungus dinosaur creature token with base power and toughness equal to the total power of all those creatures that died, and it's kind of fun. Then you can tap this artifact for only 2 mana and double a target creature's power until end of turn. Combine that with some of the trample. This is a quick way to end some games. And then finally, I think I still only have 1 copy of this, Galta Stampede Tyrant. Most expensive card, costs 8, but it's a 12/12. When it enters, put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. I did some play testing. I already got Galta out. It was awesome. I get down 4 or 5 creatures at a time. My opponents would clap or whatever, and usually surrender right then. But they usually like to see it before they leave. And then the rest is mostly just the dual land type thing. We've got 1 Restless Ridgeline because it turns into a 3/4 red and green dinosaur creature. So I'm keeping with the theme. I'm not including any other creatures that turn from lands into creatures. So Dino-Palooza, just because if I could help it, if it was a human, it would still summon dinosaur mana. If it was an instant, it would still turn your land into a dinosaur. If it's a land already, it turns into a dinosaur creature. We stuck to Dino-Tribal. All right, remember, 95 cards. This is oversized as well. They've got 87. They're hurting me already. Let me put that down first. It's all tapped right now. Gross. Okay, let's see what's coming up next. It's not a land, so let's go look for a land. We're going to take a damage from the Scalding Viper. But you're kidding me. Okay, I have to go get the Bristleback because at least that I can cycle to go get some land. Well, we did win the last match, right? This one has another Bristly Bill right away. Cute. I guess we put this down. Another point from Scalding Viper. Yep, they got the land. They're not missing their land drops. And they have removal. This is not going well for me. If they have one more removal, I'm pretty much shot. But, oh, hang on. Can we do this? Do they have any way to protect against this? Okay, take 2 from this, but we can get rid of Bristly Bill, maybe. I don't know if that's even enough anymore, though. They might have something that just pauses each time. Yep, they got a lightning bolt there. So I guess we just do this because we can. We'll just take a forest. Alright, one more direct damage. I mean, they had everything they need. Creature removal, creature removal. Oh, that's going to be lethal, never mind. Perfect opening hand, 5-turn kill. I don't know why they're waiting. They wanted to play some more cards. That's why. Granted, I am taking an oversized deck filled with slow lumbering creatures into a meta that seems faster than ever before. So we're definitely going to run into some problems now and then. Let's do treasure map now. What else we got coming our way? That is much too expensive right now. We're digging for lands. We're digging for lands. Jasper. I don't have a way to deal with him, do I? Yes, I do. Go away. Steal my cards. That's one way you can beat me, is using my own cards. You can beat me with my own deck. I don't want to allow that. So don't have a second one right away, okay? The lizards can be fast enough as it is. Great. Okay. Let's bring you out. We'll show them the frillback, and then we'll go look for land. Perfect. Okay, having both red and black, I expect them to be able to take out the first creature very easily. But we did get a little bit of life gain in here at the front, so maybe that'll be all we need. Let's see what happens. You're attacking with 1. No, come on through. We'll take that. What else are you going to do? Enters with a 1/1 if an opponent lost life. Okay. A lizard archer with menace. Gross. Let's propose a trade. There you go. Don't like the menace. Too problematic for me. Gross. Yeah, that guy's a problem. Okay, so we do this. We don't attack. Mishra can come on through, but hopefully they don't attack with the others. If they do, we're just going to get some creatures back, right? The creatures that I have left are not the greatest right now. But maybe I could... I don't know that it would do any good to get rid of that. Uh-oh. That's got haste. It's easy to saddle. It's going to be a lot of damage. Why does he get 2 of... Oh, that's right. Repeat this process once. Ouch. Yeah, that's a nice little 6 cost. I need something better here. 4, 5, 6. Okay, we might be able to do it. Scry. Land, we'll take the land. We get the tokens. We bring this down. Hang on. That has ward. We have to sacrifice a permanent. Okay, that's fine. Auto pay. Fight creature. Yes. Sacrifice a permanent. The other treasure. Go away. Whew. We got something going. Is it enough? They took away half our life in one attack. Are they going to destroy it? We just get it back. No special abilities, just a 7/7 token. Do you have 2 of those? Do you have 2? Okay, they're not attacked. Okay. Let's do this. These are just wizards. Lizards, rather. Lizard Warlock. They are lizard wizards. Okay, we're going to pay 2. And we'll gain 4 life, and we'll exile their graveyard. And... yes, we will attack. They can triple block, right? Okay, chump block for 1. Still deal me a point of damage. They can't target anything without taking out Mishra first, really, because the ward sacrifice a permanent, that's what he gives to everything. Even his lands. Oh, the allergies are killing me. Maybe it's the Skull Spore Nexus. I didn't start sneezing until I got that card in my deck. Ah, they had another one. But if they want to attack with Mishra, we're going to double block. Just a land. Let's go ahead and discover 4. That's nice. And this comes out. And that's all we're going to do this turn. We can double our creature's power. It'll be interesting maybe next turn to see if they remember that. Or if we can get a little combat trick on them. You really want to be attacking with Mishra if you can. Yeah, I'm fine with that. If they have a tactic, we force another spell out of their hand. That means they're going to run out of ammo. I'm good with that. I get the creature back. Oh, they got a card draw out of it too, though. They don't control a mouse, so it doesn't die. So all they did was they got a card draw and 1 point of damage. Okay, and they got a 4/4 out of it with their spark shooter. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Because we're going to attack. Gotcha. I still get a 3/3 token. Because it goes by base power. Oh, no, wait. It turns into a 6/6? I didn't realize that. The original was a 3/3. But since I doubled it to 6 when it died at the moment of its death, so I got 6 and 6. That is sweet. Okay, this is going to be a suicide run, right? No? Just defending. Okay. Oh, that's going to hurt them. Let's get rid of you. Resolve all. Sacrifice the land that we just used. Nobody has that anymore. And then we're just going to attack with all of these people. When I say people, I mean dinosaurs. 11 points of damage. Sacrifice this to draw a card or discover 4. Discover 4 it is. Lagamos, Hand of Hatred. So they could saddle, but it's going to be a non-legend, right? Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Create a tapped and tapping that's a copy of it. If they create a copy of that... No, you know what? Can they... No, they can't. They've got to wait. That has to create first. And now they don't have time to saddle anything. So I'm taking 6. That's fine. And then we can just draw a card here. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, too bad I can't get it down. That's okay. We just run in. They can block the 6/6. They don't block. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Because I can do this. Which technically I didn't need to. I had lethal. For some reason, the pre-made deck... Hang on, let's see what card we got. Oh, shoot, that was fast. Never mind. I don't know what card we got. The pre-made deck that Wizards made and gave to us to use, it was not bad. It's fun to play, but it's very inconsistent. And it's kind of strange, but when I went to make my own deck, I made a larger deck, but it still feels like it plays more consistent to me. So I'm going to recommend that if you want to play with dinosaurs, you try and copy as much of this deck list as you can. Now maybe you don't have all the cards. I'm sure you could get away with 1 or 2 fewer creatures. Oh, they're just going to kill that, aren't they? The good players actually kill the Lord Keepers immediately if they can. The ramp is extremely valuable to us. So it seems like a lot of effort to get rid of a 1/1. But they really did set us back an entire turn. I don't mind that so much. Thins out our deck. Let's just get the land we need. Make sure I get the color I want. It's all good. Now see, if we had a ramp creature, we could have brought down the kin color there on that turn. So, yeah, set us back a whole turn. That is significant. They're playing 3 colors. They've got all 3 colors accessible to them already. And we don't even have access to Streets of New Capenna anymore. Let's see what we got. No. We can't afford that. So let's bring down you. And get some life gain real quick. We'll show them a limited information card, the one we're going to bring down next turn, hopefully. Laughing Jasper Flint again. Yeah, we're just going to block that. You don't have a tactic, do you? That's a lot of cheap cards to have access to. What was that? Oh, costs 1 less to cast for each lizard. Dang, they got me good. Okay, but they're tapped out, so we get rid of Jasper Flint. And we can still scry. Ixalan? Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, these lizard cards are all really cheap. It's going to be 2 points each turn thanks to that card. Let's go ahead and bring this puppy down. Scry another time. We will take the land. We're getting closer. If we can, maybe I can just get Bristleback down with a full cast instead of throwing it away for a 4 cycle. They didn't wait to see if I lost life this turn. Oh, if they can't get rid of the raptor, I can bring this down next turn. So do they have another Scales of Shale? I guess I'm letting that through. It's expensive, but we want to do this. Yeah, you saw that right, buddy. And then we scry for the last time. Growing Rates of Itlamok. Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's fine. We'll pass the turn. Is that a lizard? Another Jasper Flint. That is gross. I don't have a way to deal with that. That was really high up. He got that really early. Cavern Stomper. Scry 2. They're not getting either one of those cards. Good game. Yeah, good game indeed. Let's go ahead and run in that guy. They got one Triumphant Chomp, which only does 2 points of damage. So that's pretty good overall. I lost 2 lands. I've got enough lands. Although I could have used the Chomp to get rid of Jasper. So I kind of hate that. We get to transform this if I bring down the frill back next turn. They're actually gonna pay 2. So do they have a way to kill it now? They need to do Ward 2 again. They don't have a way to kill that. What are they doing? See the Scales of Shell. Lifelink and Indestructible. Yeah, I didn't lose any life this turn. What are they doing? What are they doing? They're tapped out. Is this just final hurrah before they quit? We auto pay twice. That's fine. We gain 4 life. We exile their graveyard. So they can't bring back any of that disgusting stuff. And then, let's see what else we got here. Reveal a permanent. Oh yeah, let's show them this. And let's go convert this now. Life is good. Convert. Perfect. Let's see, do I have red? I don't think I can cast this. Can I cast this right now? Yeah, I can. I only need 1 red. I'm good. I could cast this and destroy one of my treasures if I wanted to. Just if I wanted to make this indestructible. They are emptying out everything that they had as a resource in their hand. Oh, this is lovely. Hang on a second. Let's do this and this and this. That's perfect. Okay, then we bring this down. And let's go ahead and fight something. And Stomper and the Indestructible and the 4/4 Forest that has to be blocked. Let's just go all in, shall we? I held back the frill back. That would be lethal if they wanted to dodge everything, but before they can do anything, they do have to have this be blocked by 1 creature. I mean, if this was a board wipe, then I'd still really be in trouble. But even with that, I could use the Treasure Cove to draw some cards faster. And technically, they could block all 4 and only take 4 points of damage if they did have the hope of getting a board wipe next turn. Why would you do that? That's kind of weird. That one has the Indestructible. Just trying to preserve the life total, I guess? They don't like my ramp dinosaur. Demo field. We're good. there you have it. I think just because I'm still feeling miserable from allergies, we're going to end it there. So let me show you the deck one more time. And because I'm sick, I'm probably going to get this up late in the day tomorrow. But it's a pretty fun deck. I have more fun playing this deck than I did the pre-made. And that's even though on playtesting I got gulped out a couple of times, like 3 times. But it didn't show up this time. When you get Vaultborn Tyrant out, that's also a potential game winner, especially if they try and hold on for a while. I did get a Tally out once in the playtesting as well, and we didn't have Earthshaker Dreadmon show up, but I got him a couple times in the playtesting as well. So even though these are expensive creatures, you can make it so that your game lasts long enough that you get to these things, and then you get some really decided advantage once you get to this column of the more expensive ones. And I think I've got the appropriate mana curve here, as you can see at the beginning, that gives me just enough time and just enough ramp to survive to get to the big stuff. And that was the goal. And about the only thing, I think I've only played with the Bonehorde Dragosaur once so far, but I really want to test that. I'll probably test that in a different deck when I get more, just because I want to know if you exile a land card, can you only get one 3/1 red dinosaur, or if both of your cards are exiled or lands, do you get 2 dinosaurs that are both 3/1 tokens? If somebody knows the answer to that, leave me a comment. But as always, I'm open for feedback on this deck. Do give a shout out to my patron Cedric. Thank you for being a patron. Anybody can be a patron. There's a link below if you like. And as always, we ask you to like and subscribe, and we'll have something new for you next time. I'm going to go to bed now and try and recover from these allergies. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.